final pre-launch Tears of the Kingdom trailer keeps on giving, and now we know that we're dealing with a trinity of power, wisdom, and courage. Not only in the present, but also in the distant past. So here's my point of view on this matter, how it might work, and why the Zelda team are geniuses for doing this. So leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell as we're going for 2023 likes, and the winner of the giveaway will be selected from either the comments of this or the next Zelda video. Everything changed when Princess Zelda was saved from certain death by time traveling with the recall sign, which was activated with the Magatama tear in her left hand. But where did it send her? To the distant past, which now, as by the Zelda community, as you can see on the screen, been uncovered to be the Dragon Era, where the Zonai was still alive and thriving on the surface, including with dragon people, as Zelda lore first coined in its analysis of the final trailer, including Tyr's new Great Plateau, which was not floating in the sky, but placed solid on Hyrule's Great Plateau. Luigi has even shown in his brilliant videos that both Zelda and Ganondorf can be found on the same Great Plateau, and more interestingly, not in the present, something we'll soon get back to, as both are probably in the Dragon past. This latest trailer with the scenes of Zelda in the past confirms this, and the implications of it are immense, since now we have the title character in the time the Zonai ruins were not ruins, while Link is still in the present. In a Hyrule where we could have gameplay sections as the princess makes her way to key locations to leave clues or tools like the tears to Link in the present. Also that he again can find her by traveling to the past as well, at last realizing the scrapped idea from Skyward Sword. This process could also include carving out the geoglyphs that will point Link to key locations where tears are hidden. The first one of these is most likely found on the starting Sky Islands, where the stone mural was carved after Zelda's arrival, detailing the following order based on what we have seen. Zelda falls down, but is saved by her recall tear and meets Goat, where Zelda lore has pointed out Dragon Man here. They combine forces, or more specifically their tears, and prepare to repel Ganondorf's, not Calamity Ganon's previous invasion in the Dragon past with the other Zonai and Hylian forces. Though there might have been a traitor aiding Ganondorf among them. Hence, along with Link, 6 other individuals need to hold tears, as seen on the steelbook case of the collector's edition. Though more likely 5 tears are hidden, since one of them is in Ganondorf. As Zelda has been sent to a time when the starting Sky Islands was still just elevated land. A time with no visible Sky Islands, as all of them are still on the surface, and in this particular case, on top of the Great Plateau. Link, in contrast to Zelda, has to go to the top sky layer to reach the same location due to what happens later on in the Zonai Dragon past. Now before we move on, let's remember that even Skyloft originated on the surface before it was sent up to the sky by Goddess Hylia. And why did this happen? To save the rest of humanity from demise. And it seems that Ganondorf might be the reason why these chunks of land are now Sky Islands, because of what he did in years unknown from Link's presence. Speaking of past Zelda games, I have now realized that just like in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, we have 2 Zeldas rather than Hylia in the same time period. But the twist here from director Hidemaru Fujibayashi being that instead of having a sleeping beauty from a time long gone, but still alive in the present like in Zelda 2, we have a short-haired princess who has been sent to an era where Zelda was a long-haired, non-European inspired Zonai badass, likely based on the Maya or Inca, as this structure right here looks like a pre-Columbian pyramid. And this is far more interesting than the speculated return of Goddess Hylia, who sacrificed herself so that the future Zeldas, including these 2 Zeldas, could wield the Triforce that she couldn't. Plus, we might see the introduction of diversity to the title character. But wouldn't Zelda's arrival from the Era of the Wild change the future? Absolutely, and it already had when Zelda located the first tear, but this was so intentional, as her time travel allowed for the princess to learn the truth from the Zonai Dragon figure with an unopened third eye, and then ask him,
"Please, lend him your power."
The powers of the dragon, more specifically, spiritual power, which we have previously detailed, the result being the hand holding Ganondorf firmly in place, underground. In other words, Princess Zelda might be why the hand is there in the first place, and why the hand knows what to do in the right moment. Not intervene in Zelda's fall, but catch Link as
our last line of defense will be Link.
Zelda's time travel is a paradox to an extent similar to the windmill song in Ocarina of Time. There, the hero of time is told by the angry owner of the windmill that a child with an ocarina played a specific song in the past and messed up the windmill in the process. He then teaches the hero of time the song, who then goes back in time to make that event happen to drain the well below. It is a time mess that is created by a past event, causing a future event, which again circles back to the past event. Yes, it hurts your brain, but it seems like this is what the Zelda team are going for. Two stories. One in the present of Link to find Zelda before facing Ganondorf again, and the other of Zelda in the Dragon past to ensure that the events that happen in the cave in the future actually happen. Short-haired Zelda might need to help to defeat Ganondorf in 2 points of time, and beg this dragon figure to sacrifice himself so that Ganondorf can be stopped for good in her time. This naturally will require a story of its own, where Zelda has 3 objectives. 1. Convince Dragon Man to lend his power to Link in the future. 2. Leave clues to Link so he can find a way to time travel to the distant past and find her. And 3. Build strength with guidance from this super powerful past ancestor of her to be ready to fight with Link against Ganondorf in the present, but potentially also the distant past depending on the moment of his arrival. All of this points to the fact that Zelda could have playable sections in this game, back during the golden age of the Zonai, which was about to be challenged by none other than Ganondorf, including in the demise form seen in the final trailer. We have 2 points of time and 2 trinities, the dual Ouroboros, distant past and present, yin and yang, all in harmony in the sequel of combinations. The first one was shown to us in 2019, Ganondorf, Zelda and Link. The power, wisdom and courage of the present. But the second, in the distant, or now Dragon past, was kept away from us until less than 1 month prior to the release of Tears of the Kingdom. The Zonai or Dragon Man figure right here being Link's new hand of courage. The Zonai Zelda, likely of the same bloodline as the people of Lurelin, being the representation of wisdom. And then the same Ganondorf in the past, representing power. The Trinity or Triforce of the Dragon past. It is absolutely mind-blowing, but here's the big kicker. With this arrangement, Tears of the Kingdom becomes a full-blown Zelda sequel set in Hyrule, as was the case in all prior games in this series with that setup. And what do they share in common? Introducing a new Princess Zelda, which Tears does with the Zonai Zelda of the distant past. But what about the Master Sword? Well, the blade is destroyed by concentrated malice in the present. What if the sword was sent to the past? And in return, in this scene, Zelda sending the recall tear to Link, an exchange or combination in a sequel of combinations, the dual Ouroboros. Just like Dragon Man is through Link's glowing right hand. As a result, Link could end up without the Master Sword for most of the game, as it has been sent and entrusted to Princess Zelda in the past. In return, he gained the golden recall tear that saves Zelda, and which could be his eventual gateway to her and the distant past. This also explains why recall is the only of the 4 new starting abilities that glow gold that Link gains on the starting Sky Islands for his new spiritual hand of Dragon Man with a 3rd eye above Owl Eyes. It seems that short-haired Zelda convinced him and did her part in the past. Now it is up to Link to accomplish his tasks in the present. Retrieve the remaining 6 Tears of the Kingdom, including the red which is in Ganondorf's possession and has been so since he was sealed. We know that Link will go through either dungeons like here in Gerudo or massive Sky Island challenges /dungeons /Divine Beast replacements above Lanayru. First claim the Tears for himself and then hand them over to his partners. All the short-haired Riju and King Sidon. Yes, he's wearing the Zora Royal crown that King Dorephan used to wear in Breath of the Wild and Age of Calamity in this particular scene. One that is probably very late in the game, while Tulin was prepped for this role in Tears by the development team in the final DLC of Age of Calamity, since it is being implied more and more that Teba might have grown too old to fight, or dead by the time we join forces in this time-skipped game. After all, the Rito aged faster than some of the other tribes. Anyway, Link will need the Tears and present partners before facing Ganondorf for the final confrontation, and potentially also to claim the Triforce. Though to even get there, he needs to reach 2 additional objectives, all that are in the past. The repaired or fused Master Sword, which the Zonai took care of as teased in the logo of the game, and naturally, his princess. both needed in the final confrontation against Ganondorf. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I think the premise of time and time travel will work in Tears of the Kingdom. Namely, that it will be used sparingly, much like in Skyward Sword, where it was used 3 times by the first Link. Heir of the Wild Zelda accepts the burden of restoring the Master Sword by handing said responsibility to the Zonai, while also building a bond with the bloodline ancestor and convincing Dragon Man to sacrifice himself to hold Ganondorf, if not frozen, then at least severely slowed down. Something that was also teased with his heartbeat in the 2019 reveal. By doing this, making it impossible for the enraged Demon King of Evil to gather enough malice to unleash calamities or puppets of himself more than once every 10,000 years. And the rest is for the game to tell us as we play it. With all this in mind, what do you think of all this potential time traveling of people and key items and weapons? Sound off in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like, subscribe and press the notification bell, and comment to enter our giveaway, or remember to also do it in our upcoming Sunday video, as the winner of it will be announced on Friday, April 28th, the day of the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch OLED. A big thanks as always goes to all our patreon.com/CommonRoll patrons, and in particular our royal producer Charles Shash. You rock, and please enjoy one or both of these 2 awesome videos.